Have you ever wondered what secrets might be tucked away in government archives, hidden from public view? Today, we are diving into a story that feels like it's straight out of a spy thriller. It's about a single photograph, just one image, that the United States military kept under lock and key for a staggering 60 years. What could possibly be on this photo that made it so sensitive? Why was it deemed too dangerous for the public to see? Let's set the stage. The year is 1962. The world is teetering on the brink of nuclear war. This is the height of the Cold War, a period of intense geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union. The Cuban Missile Crisis is unfolding, and for 13 terrifying days, humanity holds its breath, fearing the worst. In this pressure cooker environment, every move is critical, every piece of intelligence invaluable. Our story revolves around a man named Major Richard Steve Heiser, an Air Force pilot flying one of the most incredible aircraft ever built, the U-2 spy plane. The U-2, nicknamed the Dragon Lady, was a technological marvel. It could fly at altitudes of over 70,000 feet, far above the reach of Soviet fighters and most surface-to-air missiles. Its mission was simple, but incredibly dangerous: to fly over enemy territory and take high-resolution photographs of military installations. On October 14, 1962, Major Heiser took off on a mission over Cuba. He flew his U-2 in a long, sweeping arc across the island, his camera system clicking away, capturing images of the ground below. When he returned and the film was developed, the intelligence community was horrified. The photos clearly showed Soviet nuclear missile sites under construction, capable of launching warheads that could strike major American cities in minutes. This was the irrefutable evidence that President Kennedy needed to confront the Soviets. The photos taken by Major Heiser and other U-2 pilots were crucial. They were shown at the United Nations, proving to the world the reality of the Soviet threat in Cuba. These images became iconic symbols of the crisis, defining a moment when the world came closer than ever to nuclear annihilation. But among all the photos released, one was conspicuously missing. For 60 years, this one particular photograph remained classified. While the world saw the missile sites and the launch pads, this image was deemed too sensitive to release. Why? What did it show that the others didn't? Was it a secret weapon? A hidden detail that could change our understanding of the crisis? The mystery lingered for decades, fueling speculation among historians and conspiracy theorists alike. To understand why this photo was hidden, we need to understand the man who took it and the incredible machine he flew. Major Heiser wasn't just any pilot. Flying the U-2 required immense skill and endurance. Pilots wore what were essentially spacesuits and had to endure missions lasting over 9 hours in a cramped, solitary cockpit. They were the eyes in the sky, operating at the absolute frontier of espionage technology. The U-2's camera was a work of art. It was so powerful that from 13 miles up, it could capture images clear enough to read a newspaper headline on the ground. This level of detail was unprecedented and gave the US a massive strategic advantage. But it also meant that the photos could capture things that were not meant to be seen by anyone. So what was in the hidden photograph? The answer is both surprising and, in hindsight, completely logical. The photo wasn't of a new type of missile or a secret Soviet base. The photograph was of Major Heiser himself. It was a self-portrait, taken at 70,000 feet, with the curved blue horizon of the Earth behind him. At the moment, he was flying over Cuba, documenting the missile sites that were bringing the world to the brink of war. Major Heiser, using a separate handheld camera, took a picture of himself in the cockpit. But why would a selfie, a pilot's personal memento, be classified for 60 years? The reason lies in the details visible in the photograph. In the reflection on his helmet visor and on the instrument panel in front of him, you could see secret components of the U-2 cockpit. The control panel, the switches, the dials, and even the classified camera operating systems were all partially visible. In the 1960s, the U-2 was one of America's most guarded secrets. Every detail of its design and capabilities was top secret. If the Soviets or their allies got their hands on this photograph, their intelligence analysts could have reverse-engineered critical aspects of the U-2's technology. They could have learned how the camera system operated, identified vulnerabilities in the cockpit's design, or even figured out the plane's exact operational ceiling and limitations. In the high-stakes game of Cold War espionage, this kind of information would have been a goldmine for the enemy. It could have helped them develop better anti-aircraft weapons, or even design their own version of a high-altitude spy plane. The risk of exposing these secrets was simply too great. The photo showed too much. It revealed the inner workings of America's most advanced surveillance tool at a time when that tool was more critical than ever. And so, the photograph was buried. It was locked away in a secure vault, stamped with the highest levels of classification. While Major Heiser's other photos changed the course of history, his personal snapshot remained a state secret. Heiser himself knew the importance of what he had captured, both on the mission film and in his personal camera. He continued his career in the Air Force, his unique role in the Cuban Missile Crisis, known only to a select few. Decades passed. The Cold War ended. The Soviet Union collapsed. The U-2, while still in service in updated forms, was no longer the bleeding-edge, ultra-secret platform it once was. Its technology had been superseded by satellites and other surveillance methods. Slowly, documents and records from the Cold War era were declassified and released to the public. Finally, in 2012, 60 years after it was taken, the photograph was declassified. The world got to see it for the first time. The image is striking. It shows a young pilot, encased in his bulky pressure suit, floating in the upper atmosphere. Behind him, the Earth is a perfect, gentle curve. It's a moment of serene beauty, captured amidst one of the most dangerous moments in human history. When you look at the photo now, it seems almost quaint. In our age of social media and constant selfies, a pilot taking a picture of himself might not seem like a big deal. But in 1962, it was a picture that could have compromised national security. Its classification tells a story about the paranoia and the stakes of the Cold War. It's a reminder that in the world of intelligence, even the smallest detail can have enormous consequences. The story of this hidden photograph is more than just a historical footnote. It's a window into a different time, a time of secrets and shadows, when the fate of the world hung in the balance. It highlights the incredible pressure faced by the men and women who operated on the front lines of the Cold War. Major Heiser wasn't just a pilot, he was an explorer on the edge of space, a spy, and a photographer, all rolled into one. And on one fateful day, he took a picture that was both historically significant and too dangerous to see. A personal moment that became a national secret for over half a century. What other secrets are still out there, waiting in dusty archives to be discovered? The story of Major Heiser's selfie makes you wonder. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into hidden history. See you next time.